there, this is Beth from the Sterling Public Library with my young adult book talk. So today I'm cheating a little bit. I'm only going to talk about one book, and it is this one. And it is called The Black Friend on Being a Better White Person by Frederick Joseph. Now this is a nonfiction book, and so I just wanted to make sure that I had enough time to talk about it and not make this video too long. So that's why this is the only one I'm talking about today. This book came out last, I think, December. We just got it, and I just finished reading it, and I really liked it. It was really good. So, and it's also Black History Month, so I thought this was a good book to read, to talk about today. So, one of the things I want to say about this book is that, like I said, it is nonfiction, but it's also really, really engaging and easy to read. It's like he's sitting down and just chatting with you, talking to you about, he talks a lot about his own life, about his experiences as a child and as a high schooler, and some of his experiences in college, and the things that he went through and the people that he's met and different things like that. But he also kind of mixes in a little bit of humor, and you may or may not like his sense of humor, but it's entertaining anyway. This book does cover a lot of different topics on racism and relationships between white people and people of color. Some of the subjects he talks about are seeing race, cultural appropriation, intersectionality. He talks about affirmative action, and a lot of other things. It has a lot of basic knowledge on the subject. So if you've been reading a lot over the last several months about racism, then you may not learn a lot from this book, but again, it's always good to read someone else's perspective, and he's got some interesting things to say. But if you haven't been reading much on the subject at all, this is a really good place to start. It's like I said, it's easy to read, very basic, really defines a lot of terms that have been floating around in the conversation and in the news and on social media. So it's a really good place to start to get a rough idea of what the heck they're talking about. And he does a good job with that. One of the things I want to say about this book is about what he doesn't do is it's not political at all. He does talk about his political views a little bit, but this book is not about taking political action. It's not. He doesn't want you to do anything politically. He doesn't want to change. I mean, in this book, he doesn't talk about changing laws or policy or anything like that. It's really about the individual, about me as a white person treating, being a good friend to a person of color that I know, and so I really like that about it. Another thing that he does that's really cool in this book, like I said, it's very personal to him, but in each chapter he interviews somebody famous. There's a whole list of people. I don't know if you can read some of them on the back that he interviews. Like the first one here, Angie Thomas. She's the author of The Hate U Give. He intersperses the chapters with direct quotes from all these famous people. They're artists, authors, all sorts of interesting people, and what they think about the subject. So that was really interesting. So anyway, I really liked this book. I thought it was very informative, easy to read, really interesting. You may or may not agree with everything he says, and that's okay. But it's always good to read someone else's perspective. And so this is a good one. I suggest, I'd recommend it to anybody, teens or adults, to give it a shot. So there you go. I will see you next week. Bye.